Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name's Barbara Radzevicius and I'm Bondi Fibre Crafter. So my channel is mainly about quilting, making quilts and knitting and lifestyle in my 70s. I live in a village in the city. It's beautiful this time of the year. It's summer and we've had some storms, mainly in the afternoon. But I also like watching weather, so every so often you see the Weather Channel pop up here, my Weather Channel. Last night a low pressure system went up the coast and I did take some footage of it. I especially like catching lightning. So there wasn't any electrical type lightning that I could catch, like fork lightning, but I did get some sheet lightning and a lot of clouds. I love watching clouds, so yeah, that'll be included here in this episode. Also, last week we had a whole week of storms, and yeah, most of the beach blew up on the promenade. I do have a bit on that too. Now, it's been a long weekend here in Australia, Australia Day celebrations. My daughter went into the city and she took some footage for me of the harbour. It was beautiful, beautiful day. Australia Days, you know, can be so different. I can remember really hot summer days, wet summer days, for Australia Day specifically, and so many different seasons, you know, here in one day. But it is summer and the humidity, friends, is a killer. I turn into a little sponge. But yeah, so in this week I did make a dress. I made a Hinterland dress, the first one I've made with sleeves. That was something different. And I found it particularly hard to get the right fitting on my shoulders. I think I have a longer body, torso, and my shoulders are quite wide. So I had to make some modifications after doing French seams. So anyone who sews and does French seams will know how fun that is to undo, but John undid them for me, so that was lucky. And I also have footage on that. The quilts that I was making, remember the small quilts, 2 mitzvah quilts? I finished those. That's exciting. Put the binding on and machine quilted it over at Judith's on her Sweet 16. I love sewing on Sweet 16. It's like time travel for me. They took about half an hour each and I just put them in. It was like a dream. And yeah, they're finished, all sewn together, and I really like the finished look of a quilt when it's quilted. And then I also show you how I use these small quilts. So it's a 36-inch square, and I really like the origami wrap. I'm not sure, I think I might have it's how I wrap up envelopes. So I'll show you how I do an origami wrap for a baby, and then put it into a sling, you know, the slings that the women carry around with the babies in it. Especially in winter, they are very snugly in a little envelope of origami quilt and then the carrier. I've also got 2 works in progress, and so you know I'm doing the year of socks. Here is really like my little babushka. Here is one of the socks. So I cast this on a couple of days ago. It's opal, Bounty Beautiful. This sock has knit up really nicely. So the pattern is a combination of the vanilla sock pattern and the library sock pattern. Really like the library sock heel. And I think it's coming up really nicely. I just have to knit the other one now. And starting it, I've started it, and getting the colour, the stripes and the colour for the second one was tricky. I am still not sure that I have it, but you know, they are lovely. I'll also talk about this a bit more. And the Boucle ball. Now this is about the third cast on I've done with this one ball. Just getting something, you know, that I was happy with, and this is just my vanilla cast 2 off, add 1 triangle. Really like how it's coming along. I like the edge, and it's got an I-cord edge on that edge. I think the colour is just beautiful, heavenly really. And it's got that mohair bumpy look. It's so lovely. I think my granddaughter or my daughter, one of my daughters might like this. I'm thinking Sky might like it. It's going to end up really big, about 2 metre span, so it'll be right for winter for whoever gets it. We'll see how we go. It's not really my colours, but I do love it. So that is my 2 works in progress. Let's have a deeper look, friends, at village life in the city. Shopping for veg and fruit. Let me know what you think. I did, because I know that copyright exists, you know, where you can get ambient music in shops. So my editing skills are really basic, and I didn't want to have that on the Fruit and Veg episode, part of the episode. So I added some sounds from my editing app. Let me know what you think. I hope it's not too loud, but we'll see how it goes. It's all an experiment, isn't it? It's hail. Yesterday, Sunday, I made another Hinterland dress, but this time I wanted to have sleeves. I know, I've got a thing with green linen dresses. I am hoping to make a black one soon, but it hasn't appeared yet. And so the sleeves. I'll insert a photo of me wearing this latest dress, but I need to make a modification, and I'm thinking I'm going to make I'm going to take the shoulder seam out and put an extension of about an inch here and let some of the gathers out of the sleeve. I'm thinking it'll make it more comfortable and a better fit. I am hooked on the Hinterland pattern, I've got to say, and I've decided to make my previous beautiful fan dresses into skirts, mainly because they're patterned fabric. So I could have a thing with patterns, I'm not sure. This is another Hinterland dress, and I've got to sew the bottom of the zip just so that it doesn't zip right out when I pull it up or down. It's it hasn't got a clasp thing on the bottom to stop it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. Hopefully get the machine out again and do that modification. I didn't think this dress would fit me at all. I was very disheartened when I first tried it on because, I don't know, I made a 16 this time and it felt tight, but when I put the zip in, it relaxed. So I'm hoping for the best. These are the shoulder seams that I want to take apart and remake. So about 4 inches each side of the seam where the little tucks are. I want to take those out and ease it into the top of the shoulders. So the shoulder seam will come out, and I made a French seam, so something extra to do. It was all neat, but yeah. And then I finished it off very neatly. But it all has to come out to about 4 inches, I'd say. And John has volunteered. He has more patience than me, and he often does deconstructing. You can hear him sighing there, but he's going to do that for me today. And then I'm going to put an extension in. I've got some fabric left over, and that'll make it fit better. Now the shoulders have been deconstructed. That's the top of the shoulder. I'm going to cut a piece of the leftovers and add it into the top here. I'm not sure whether I'll make another French seam on the top of the shoulder, but you just never know. Probably not, but I do like the way French seams take in all the threads, especially on stress points, so we'll see how we go now. I'm slowly getting there. I cut out 2 little pieces to put in the shoulder extension. Now they look like saddle shoulders. But I took out a lot of the gathering on the top of the sleeve, French seamed the 2 new pieces in. Now I just have the neckline to do. And these are the French seams that I've done. It's hard juggling with one hand. Hang on. My editing is this. So you can see I've put new French seams in. Just got the neckline to bias binding the edge. And then we'll try it on, see how everything looks. There is a point where I say, that's it. If it doesn't fit after modifications, it will fit someone and I'll donate. I hope that doesn't happen. But you know, could. Dress is finished. Made the modifications. Oh, threads need so as you see there, I sewed a pin in the seam allowance. Just got to take that out. Finish the sleeves off with binding. Finish the zipper. The reason my zippers look like this at the back, I know it isn't perfect, but I try, and I wear a top over it, so nobody will even know that my zipper top isn't perfect. Yeah, I sewed the extension on upside down last night. I don't know what I was thinking. Yep, totally upside down. And so I fudged that. But it is a wearable dress. So all you see is the front bit there. I am not a dressmaker, friends. I do try. I have tried a lot. I save a lot of money on making my own skirts, which are about made out of beautiful linen. The most beautiful linen that costs like $28 a metre, but I only need a metre. So, you know, that ends up as a pretty good skirt. I do have a few of them. But, you know, when you make your own things, I don't make my own tops because I've talked about that before, remember, and I've got 19 black t-shirts exactly the same. That is why some think I only have one shirt, but no, I've got 19 the same one. That's a different story altogether, isn't it? But yeah, so happy to have this finished. And I tell you, modifications. Yeah. I'm going to try it on and see how it fits. I should do that, shouldn't I? I quite like how it looks, actually. It feels really nice. It's amazing. I am so amazed that it feels so great. Sleeves look okay, everything. It's amazing. Give you a longer view of it. Oh, not such a good view, but I think it looks great, don't you? I can't see the back, but fits nicely. Sleeves look okay. Shoulders good, and the neckline is not up where it was before, sort of catchy. I can still feel the pin in the seam allowance. John will take that out for me. I think it looks okay. I love the colour. I've taken the gathers out of the top of the sleeve. I think it looks better like that. I have some space now, and quite happy with it. I haven't got pockets. It's another modification, but I don't need the pockets. So overall, I am so happy with it. Thumbs up for me. My first Hinterland dress, and will I make another one? I am hoping to make a black linen one, but we never know, do we, friends? With me. Now today I'm at Judith's and I'm going to do some quilting on the quilting machine. I'm hoping to get these 2 quilts done today. They should take me about half an hour to quilt each one. They're only small, so we'll have a look when I've finished. Take them home and see how we go. I finished quilting this one. It didn't take very long because it's a small quilt. I love it. I love the texture when it's finished quilting. It's the back. It's all nice and quilted together. This is beautiful. Now I'm going to do the green one. So much fun. This is the origami wrap that I use or suggest for wrapping a small baby in. So this is a 36-inch square small quilt, the red one that I made recently. Binding attached first before I quilted. I've quilted it all over pattern, you can see, just to hold it all together really nicely. Free motion, it's like driving a car for me. I just get on it and off we go for half an hour and just have fun. But with the origami wrap, so turn the corner over like that, put the baby here, fold one side in. It's like folding the baby into a little parcel. Fold the bottom up so we have nice little square, and then fold that one like that and then over, so we have a nice little parcel. Tuck this side in, and that's what I call an origami wrap for the baby. You put it in here, or well, you start with the baby in there, but all you can see is a little head sticking out, and then you put this whole thing into the carrier. You know, the carriers that you have for carrying the baby on front, the fabric ones, or in the back. But it makes it perfect. It's so nice and soft. It's warm. It's insulating from the heat in summer. It's just perfect. And look how bright it is. It's just lovely. I think any little kid would love to be wrapped up in that colour. It's so bright and happy, boy or girl. What are your thoughts on the origami wrap? I think it's a perfect vehicle for these small quilts. My small quilts. Not everybody's, obviously, but I think this is the way I really like them. This is how Geordie carried Audrey for 9 months, I would say, while she was a small little thing in the carrier in an origami wrap. I made her a couple of little quilts, and they washed well, they lasted a long time, they looked great, and Auds was so comfy. And yeah, the baby quilt origami wrap. I've started a new pair of socks. I think they're beautiful. I just hope I can match the stripes on the second sock. The yarn is Opal, Beauty Balance. It's really lovely. So I cast on a 2x2 rib. I cast on with straight needles and then joined it when I'd finished, because it's easier and it avoids twists. Then I just did a vanilla sock, a vanilla sock pattern and a combination of the library sock pattern, especially for the heel, which I really love. It's very easy and fits really nicely. This sock took me a couple of afternoons, evening TV knitting. And now to start the second one. So this will be my second pair of socks for January. If I can do 2 pair of socks a month, it would be good, but probably be 1.5 or 1 pair of socks a month, I'm thinking. But 12 pair of socks is quite good. And I love this opal yarn. It's so soft. See how we go. This morning we went out to do some, well, actually I went to Spotlight to buy some fabric, but the fabric had all sold out that I wanted. It was a velvety type green for the couch. It was there last week, but this week it had gone. So I went to Kmart and bought a few items and lay-byed a few items for my son, some t-shirts and some pants, just useful things. He likes certain colours, so I got some t-shirts in the colours that he likes. And then we went to the fruit shop. So maybe you would like to see a tour of our local fruit shop. It is all in our, even though I live in the city, we have suburbs made like villages, and so this is our village fruit shop. It is beautiful. It has such a large range of beautiful fruit and veg, fresh, cheeses, breads, chocolates from all over the world, biscuits, things like that. And it's at the beach, so a lot of tourists in summer, I would imagine, visit the shop, and yeah, it's just lovely. So I think I'll include some of the footage of our trip to the supermarket also, as this is a slow living type of YouTube channel too. So not only do I have crafting, but I also include some life deciding things also, like going to the beach and buying fruit and veg. And yeah, I just think it's, if you like this type of other content, let me know. I think going to supermarkets in other countries and other cities is so exciting. You see all these different things. And fabric and wool is the same. You know, you go somewhere else and you see all these beautiful things that you don't see at home. So this is Sydney, Australia, and Bondi Beach. Why I went to Bondi Beach today, I went to have a look because I like the weather. But last week we had this big storm, do you remember? I went all week and the winds were so high and it blew half the beach up onto the promenade and everywhere, and it's still there, and they're reconstructing the beach today. And so I had took some footage of that too, and that is very exciting. I think, how can the whole beach just migrate uphill? But it did. Went in all the shops and everything. And do you remember last episode, John took a small video for me too, because he was the only one going to go down to the beach. It just about blew him over, but he opened the car door to get out and half the beach blew into the car too. So there's still sand in the car. But yeah, I also like to include, you know, some life event type things. So thanks for tuning in today, friends, and I'll see you soon. Bye. It was very windy last week, and look, half the beach is up here on the promenade. And a very lot of the sand too. That's what's left out there on the beach. And there's a second beach. It was very windy. You can smell salt in the air. They're grading the sand back down, right up against the wall down there. It's very windy. I love the smell of salt in the air. It's just beautiful. This is high summer, Bondi Beach, Australia. It's just beautiful. So lucky. So we're looking for snow peas really, but the fruit and veg looks really nice. Let's see what we can find. these beautiful flowers. Flat nectarines. This